Hey there, HASfit mamas. I'm Claudia, and this is a pre- and postnatal strength training workout. This routine is great for your first, second, and third trimesters, all the way through your postnatal recovery process. The only equipment required for today's workout is a pair of dumbbells, and the weight that you choose will be completely dependent upon your fitness level. All right, let's get started. Let's begin with a warm-up. We're going to start our warm-up down on the ground. So I'm going to show you how to safely get down on the ground. So you'll want to start on one knee, gently lower yourself, and on one side, either your right or left hip, whichever, gently roll using your hands as support onto one hip. Then you'll lower yourself onto the ground on one side. And then you'll get in the supine position on your back. So for the first warm-up move, we're gonna warm up our pelvis, our hips, our SI joint with alternating hip flexions. So to begin, we wanna make sure we have a nice neutral spine with our lower back glued to the ground. So the alternating hip flexion is a simple move. You wanna bring your knee to your chest, keeping your pelvis and your hips stationary. So it might be a little difficult for you to avoid wanting to rotate, but we want to make sure that we keep our pelvis and our lower back nice and flat on the ground. And we're just alternating, bringing our knees to our chest. This is also a wonderful core movement as well. I'm just getting everything nice and warmed up for this strength training routine today. So we want to exhale breath as we bring our knees up and inhale as we lower. So exhale and inhale. Nice. Our hips and our pelvis get really tight. We have a lot of that relaxin hormone working through our body. You may hear a couple of pops or snaps. That's okay, it's normal, as long as you're not experiencing any pain. And 5 more seconds here. And 3, 2, 1. Very nice job. Now we're gonna roll over into all fours or a quadruped position. So same thing, we just wanna roll over to our side, use our arms to push us up off of the ground and onto all fours. So this is a quadruped position, and we're going to perform a bird dog. Again, another great core as well as lower back exercise or warm up here. So we're going to take our right hand to our opposite knee, our left knee. We're going to touch and straighten out like you're trying to punch and kick through the wall at the same time. So we'll do all one side first. Gently touch. And with this one, same thing. We don't want our hips or our pelvis to rotate. We want to keep everything in a nice, neutral spine position, as well as on the kick back, like you're kicking back through your heel. So none of this up in the air, just straight back. It's going to warm up your glutes, even your lats as you're trying to stretch through your fist. And exhale. Inhale as you bring it back down. And exhale as you punch and kick through. Remembering to fight against the urge to rotate those hips. And Opposite side here. Switching. This is probably one of my most favorite warm-up exercises. Makes my back feel so good, especially as we're all starting to get a little bit bigger here. Exhale. Inhale. Not much longer, about 10 more seconds on this bird dog warm up. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, all done with that one. So now we're coming back up to our feet for our very last warm-up movement here. This one's gonna get our heart rate up just a little bit. We're gonna do a march in place. So just a simple march in place. You may find yourself, like me, a little bit out of breath. At this point in my second trimester, it does not take much. But again, moving at a warm-up pace, not too fast. Bringing opposite knee and opposite elbow up as we're marching through this movement. Getting ready to build some strength. Tell you what, being a mama requires a lot of strength. If you're a first-time mom, you'll find out why. All right, let's keep on marching. Almost there. 5 more seconds on your warm up here. March in place. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's begin our workout. I'm nice and warm. I hope you're warm too. So today's routine is going to consist of supersets where we take complementary exercises and group them together. So in this case, we're going to do 2 complementary back-to-back exercises for 2 rounds. So for the very first exercise, I'm not going to pick up any weight or dumbbells. You can if you want to, but for this one, we're just going to do some simple body weight squats. So notice I have my feet about hip width apart, and we're just going to go back into a squat. We're going to do this for 15 repetitions. If you need a little bit of assistance, you can put a chair behind you just to help you get your form right. You're just simply going to kick your hips back and up. Push it back into the upright position. All right, so here we go for 15 repetitions. And 3, 2, 1, begin. You really just want to move at your own pace here. Again, if you're a little bit more advanced and you want to, feel free to add a couple of hand weights. But for some of you newer, experienced trainees, just body weight will be just fine. That's 7. Here we go. 9. 10. You got 5 more. Get those hips back. 1. 3 more. You have 1 last body weight squat. And 15. Okay, so we're going to need 1 dumbbell for the next movement. Pick up your dumbbell using your legs, never your back. And we're going to do offset lateral walk. So we're going to bring our dumbbell up to rack position, which is right here on our shoulder. Pardon me for being a little out of breath here. And we're going to walk side to side for 30 seconds with our right hand, and we're going to alternate and switch sides. In 3, 2, 1. So an offset lateral walk, it's a good core movement. You're going to have a nice, easy bend in those knees as you walk from one side of your room to the other and back this way. Here we go. Remembering to breathe throughout this movement. Nice work. And just back and forth. I know it doesn't look like much, but when you're using a weight, it can definitely catch up to you. And switch hands. So switching, bringing it up to rack position, arm out, and another 30 seconds on this side. Here we go. Offset lateral walk. Make sure you keep your shoulders nice and square with one another. You're fighting the urge to lean one way or the other. It's really going to take some core engagement. This is one great way to work your abs as a mommy without doing crunches or planks or anything that might add some abdominal pressure. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Weight down. Back to our body weight squats. 15. And here we go. That's 1. You don't have to go down quite as far as me. If you are here, perfectly fine. I just want you to get familiar with the squat pattern and movement. 10 more. Hips back behind you, coming up, giving it a good squeeze. Remembering to breathe. Inhale on the way down. Exhale as you push your way back up. Inhale, exhale. Always exhaling on the exertion of the movement. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one right here. And 1. 15 body weight squats done. And again, picking up your weight with your legs. Back to those offset lateral walks. Rack position. Arm extended out to your side. And begin. A little bit of a slight bend in your knees. Just soft knees. Doesn't have to be a squat. You're just moving from side to side. Trying to keep your shoulders nice and square. Breathing. If at any point in time you need to reduce your weight, feel free to do so. Being pregnant is not a time to exert, push yourself to the max, and switch. We just want to make sure that we're maintaining our strength, building strength little by little. There we go. And back the other way. All right. Nice lateral walks. Not much left. You've got about 10 seconds. Good job, mamas. Keep going. Keep it strong. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and break. Awesome job. For our next superset, we're going to begin with sumo deadlifts. So you're going to need 2 dumbbells. So choose your weight accordingly. Pick them up with your legs. And with the sumo deadlift, I'm going to go, feet placement is going to be a little wider than hip width apart with our toes facing out at about a 45-degree angle here. So I'm going to have just a neutral grip. I'm pretending like I'm holding on to a barbell, but of course we're using dumbbells here. And we're going to, again, break at the hips, down, go down as far as you can, as far as your fitness level will take you. And we're gonna exhale and squeeze and come right back up into the starting position. So down and up. If your sumo deadlift is here, that's quite all right, as I always say, especially with our hips being affected by relaxin'. We don't want to aggravate any round ligament pain that you may be experiencing. So we're going to do sumo deadlift, 12 repetitions. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, begin. Breaking at the hips. Inhale. Exhale on the way up. That's 1. 2. Giving a gentle squeeze of our pelvic floor right at the top as we exhale. That's 5. 6, halfway through. Keeping our shoulders nice and rounded and back. I'm sorry, not rounded, but nice and back. 8. 9. 2 more. 11. And 12 on the exhale. So I only need one dumbbell, so you can drop one. For our next exercise, we're going to do a one-arm neutral press. So with the one dumbbell, again, bringing it to rack position, one arm out to the side for balance. Your legs are about hip width apart, soft knees. And we're just going to press for 12 repetitions. Palms facing you, pushing up overhead. And here we go for 12. In 3, 2, 1, begin. 1, 2, 3. Not using any momentum from our legs, just a strict neutral shoulder press here. That's 7, 8, 9, 10, 2 more, 11, and last one, 12. Woo, good burn. You may need to switch up your weights. That's perfectly fine if you need to do so. Switching arms. Again, arm out for some support. And exhale as you press up. Keeping our shoulders nice and square. Keeping our core nice and stabilized. Inhale on the way down. And exhale on the way up. That's halfway point. 6 more. Come on, mamas. Show me what you're made of. Show yourself what you're made of. Right here. And 2. 1. Last one right here. Excellent job. Picking up our second dumbbell for our last set of sumo deadlifts. Again, use your legs. Again, feet a little wider than hip width apart. Toes pointed out just ever so slightly. Keeping our shoulders nice and rolled back. And breaking at the hips. Sitting down. Exhale on the way up. 12 of these. 2. 3. Remembering to breathe. If you're feeling any pain whatsoever, drop your weight. You can do body weight sumo squats if you need to, or you can adjust the depth at which you're squatting. 5 more. 4. 3. 2. 1. Last one right here. Squeeze out this last sumo deadlift. Excellent. All right, dropping that one weight, going in to our one arm neutral press. So again, bringing your weight up, arm out for support, soft bent knees, and 12. Not using any momentum. Making sure your shoulders are nice and square. It's halfway. 9, 10, 11, and 12. Excellent. Switching arms. Here we go. 12 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go, mamas. Push it, push, push. 5. Halfway. Ooh, I need this other shoulder to take a rest. It's burning. 8, 9, 10. 2 more. Let's go. Push through. 11 and 12. Excellent job. For our third superset, we're going to begin with the Romanian deadlift plus a calf raise. So you're going to need 2 dumbbells. And for the Romanian deadlift, you want to have your feet about shoulder width or hip width apart, just depending on your anatomy and where you feel comfortable. we're gonna have our dumbbells in front of us, and we're going to hinge at the hips. So you're going to stick your booty back, and as you're sticking your booty back, you want to keep your neck in line with your spine, and kind of just let those dumbbells drag and fall against your shins, and come right back up into a calf raise. So it's really going to work your posterior chain, your calves, your hamstrings, your glutes, your back, everything. So I'll show you the movement again before we begin. Romanian deadlift. Just let those dumbbells slide right to about knee length. Come right back up and into a calf raise. We're going to do 12 of those. And we're going to begin here in 3, 2, 1. So we're going to inhale on the way down. Exhale as we come back up and into a calf raise. That's 1. 2. And we're really going to focus a lot on these pregnancy strength workouts on your posterior chain. You're going to be having a lot of weight in the front and helping strengthen your glute, your lower back, your back. Everything behind you is really going to help offset some of those aches and pains that generally come with pregnancy. So this is number 6 right here. Calf raise. Let it slide. Calf raise. That's 7. 8. I'll show you again from this side. Booty back. Up. 9. Nice neutral spine. 10. 2 more. 11. Inhale down. Exhale as you come up. And 12 for the Romanian deadlift. Next, we're going to do a bent over reverse fly. So because my back muscles are not quite as strong as my lower body, I'm going to reduce my weight. If you have an extra pair of dumbbells, lighter, pick them up, or you can use water bottles, soup cans, whichever you have. So bent over reverse fly. Again, we're using the hinge movement pattern. We bent over, and we're going to have our arms nice and round like we're hugging a tree. And we're just going to fly. We're going to use our back muscles nice and round to squeeze our backs like we're pulling at the elbow and at the delt, squeezing our backs. So not using your hands to lift the weights, but using your elbows to squeeze your back. And we're going to do 12 of those. All right, so again, hinging back like this at a nice 45-degree angle. Our head is in line with our spine, and we're going to do 12 reverse flies. Here we go. Not using any momentum. If you feel like you're having to use momentum, it's because you're using a little too heavy of a weight. 4, 5, squeeze that back. 6, 7, inhale on the way down. Exhale. 8, 9, 10, 11, and last one, 12. Perfect. Okay, switch your weights up again, or keep your same weight. You may be stronger than me. More power to you, mama. All right, using your legs, so pick those weights up. Back into a Romanian deadlift plus calf raise. 412, here we go. Hinging. Let those dumbbells roll. Down the legs. 2. Common mistake we see with Romanian deadlifts is that you let the weights come in front of you. No. Right up against your legs. Inhale down. Nice work. Keep pushing through. Gaining strength to be a strong mom. So we can pick those babies up, pick up their car seats, groceries, whatever. That was my biggest adjustment, was grocery shopping with the baby. Woo! That was hard. 7. Now I'm going to have 2. Goodness gracious. Somebody help me. 8. 9. Whoops, sorry. Combine those there a little bit. Make them 2 separate movements. 10. 2 more. 11. Last one. And 12. Excellent. Okay. Switching up my weight. Grabbing my lighter weights for our bent over reverse flies. Here we go. Hinging at the hips. Show you a side view here. Let's go this way. This time, just to switch it up. Reverse fly. So again, bent over, hinging at our hips, 45-degree angle, rounded arms like we're hugging a tree, and 1. Squeeze that back. Like somebody's got a string attached to those elbows. 4. 5. 6. Halfway. 6 more. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. And last one here. Excellent work. Our very last superset is going to be performed down on the ground, both exercises. So there's not going to be a lot of moving. So again, getting down onto the ground very carefully, especially if you're in your 3rd trimester. So down onto one hip, using our hands as support as we roll. Making sure not to place any extra strain or pressure on our abdominals, our linea alba. We don't want to exacerbate any diastasis recti or get to the point where we're having separation, big separation in our linea alba. So for the first exercise, we're doing glute bridges, nice neutral spine, lower back glued to the ground, heels as close. We don't want them too close to our bum, but we want them at a nice relaxed position. And we're going to push through our heels, exhaling. And we want to keep our pelvis nice and neutral during a glute bridge. So no hyperextension, just where you're getting your body in a nice straight line, pushing off those heels, giving your glutes a good squeeze at the top, and returning back down. We're going to do 15 glute bridges. And beginning in 3, 2, 1. Keeping nice, strong glutes. Again, not only for pregnancy, but just throughout life is really going to help combat lower back pain. You have no idea how much everything is so interconnected in your body. Exhale, inhale down, exhale, that's 7. 8. That having weak glutes is really a driver for lower back pain. 9, 3 more. 10, squeeze those glutes at the top. 2 more. 11, pushing through those heels for the 12th. 1, 12. I'm sorry, we got 3 more. We got 15, 13, 14, and 15. Excellent. Okay, so for the next one, rolling over to our side, we're going to do side lying clams. So for this one, you're onto your side. You have we're going to alternate legs. You're going to have one arm stretch out in front of you. Another one, I like to keep it right here at my hips just to make sure that my hips aren't rotating. We want to keep our hips, again, in a nice neutral stationary position. So side lying clams is just this, using our glutes to squeeze and lift that leg, keeping our feet together. We're going to do 15 of those on either side. You can make this a harder variation by adding a raise, where you're having your shoulder right over your elbow, and in the same position, you're going to lift your hips off the ground into a side clam, raising, lower, and raise, squeezing your glutes, making sure that your hips are in a nice neutral position. Pick the variation that works best for you and your fitness level. I'm going to do the side lying clam with the raise. We're going to do that for 15 on either side. Beginning in 3, 2, 1. You're going to get a nice glute burn on this one. And if you need to adjust your elbow if you're slipping for sweaty reasons, then do so. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5 more. Woo, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Switching sides. Get up carefully to switch from one side to the next. Again, if you're doing the side clam raise, have one arm out for some extra support. Hand on your hips to make sure you're not rotating those hips back. Keep them nice and straight. Elbow below your shoulder directly. Let's begin 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 10 more. Exhaling as you lift up. 8, 9, 10. 5 more. Get those glutes nice and strong. 2, 1. Last one. 0. Woo! Nice work. Back to the glute bridges. So again, I'm going to come back to this angle here. Lying down on my back, the safe way, right? Using our arms to get us into position. Rolling onto our back. Heels nice and close. Slipping on my sweat over here. Pushing through our heels for 15 glute bridges. Keeping our back nice and neutral. Keeping our pelvis posteriorly rotated. Making sure we just get a nice straight line at the top. 1, 2. You can make this exercise more difficult by adding a mini band around your leg. If you need some extra glute burn, you can even put a dumbbell just right on your upper thigh for a little extra resistance. Safely, right? Keeping it away from your uterus. Push through those heels. Squeeze the glutes right at the top. 9, 10, 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 2 more. 4, and here's number 15. 15, squeeze. Nice work. And on to our sides. Moving on to the next exercise. You're either doing the side lying clam raise, right? This one, or you are doing with the raise for 15. 1, 2, exhale. 4, 5. Here we go. It's getting serious here. The burn is real. For your third trimester, if you're a little bigger, it's fine to stay down onto the ground. It's safer. I'm still 21 weeks, not quite big yet. Don't have to worry too much about rolling forward from belly weight, right? And 3, 2, 1, and 0, right here. 0, excellent. Push yourself up. Other side, here we go. Last set of clam raises, or side lying clam raise. And 15. 1, 2. Woo. Again, just remember, focus on your baby. It's really going to help you having the strength. Get through delivery. Get through the third trimester. Get through the last 2 weeks of being pregnant. Man, it can get a little uncomfortable sometimes. 5 more. 2, 3, 4, last one, and 5. Squeeze. Excellent job. Excellent job, mamas. Whew. Making your health a priority and your strength a priority is only going to benefit you, and it's going to benefit that baby. Don't you worry. All right, so for our cool down, we are going to stretch out that lower back a couple of different ways, but we're going to start with the classic, the cat-cow movement. For the cat-cow, into a quadruped position or on all fours, right? So for this one, we are going to bring our abdomen and our pelvis, well, we're going to go in opposite directions. Abdomen towards the floor. You see the spine flexion there. We're going to have our pelvis rotated up into the air. You can even look up. And we're going to exhale into a cat position. Stretching like somebody has a string in the middle of our back. Stretching those shoulders, your spine, your pelvis. And exhale back into the cow position. I don't know why this is called a cow position. This doesn't seem very intuitive for a cow position, but it is. Stretching that lower back and inhale into the cat. Excellent job today. Be so proud of yourself that you completed this workout. Exhale into the cow. And that you're putting your health and your baby's health at the front of your mind in everything that you do. It's really going to help your blood pressure stay nice and stable. Great for preventing preeclampsia, gestational diabetes. So many beneficial reasons for exercising during pregnancy. There really isn't anything that supports not exercising. So thank you so much for prioritizing you and that precious baby of yours. All right, so now from the cat-cow into a child's pose. So if you have a bigger belly, you might want to widen your knees a little bit, and you can kind of tap your toes together and lean back into the child's pose position, giving it a good stretch here. If you're not quite in the position where your belly's interfering with your child's pose, you can go into the traditional mode with your knees a little closer together. It's up to you. I feel like I need to widen my knees a bit. Just stay here. Take a couple of deep breaths. Remembering our diaphragmatic breaths. Taking a deep breath into your pelvic floor, into your belly, through your rib cage, and exhale. Gently lifting that pelvic floor. Just a few more deep breaths in this movement. You can even move side to side. You're feeling some tightness in your back, shoulders, or lats. Your upper back, that is. All right. And come up nice and slowly. So for the last cool down movement, we're going to stand. So stand up very, very slowly up onto your knees. If you need to hold on to something to stand up, that's fine. I'm just going to gently come up, push up off my leg, and I'm up. So the last one, because we did a lot of posterior chain work, we're going to do a standing calf stretch. If you're in your third trimester or the latter part of your second trimester, you may start to get those calf cramps in the middle of the night. Stretching your calves will definitely help. So find a wall, right up against it. You want to bring one of your feet about 12 inches away from the wall. You can go a little closer if you want to. And really and truly, you want to have it, your knee and your ankle right above one another while you have the opposite leg stretched out. And you're just gonna stretch and hold this position. Feel a nice stretch in that calf. Ooh, and you can kind of lean in just a little bit to your opposite foot just to get more of a stretch. Nice big deep breaths. Whew. Stretching is so awesome when it comes to being pregnant. Your body really needs it and craves it. All right, and switch legs. Just replace your foot. Nice stretch. You may feel that one leg is more tight than the other. Normal, totally normal. Take a few more deep breaths, because mama, you have finished a strength training workout. Not only is strength training hard when you're not pregnant, but my goodness, so much more taxing. You deserve a nap after this. All right, and 3, 2, 1. Come up, nice and slow, and you are done. Thank you so much for working out with me today. Please do not forget to download the HASfit app for the remainder of this prenatal workout program. Also, if you like this routine, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. I'm Claudia from HASfit, and I'll see you at your next workout.